The judgment of M.A. Hassan said, you cannot arrest or detain Mr. Godwin Emefiele on trumped-up charges of corruption or of financing, terrorism financing. You cannot arrest or detain him on that. You understand? However, because they did not obey that judgment of the court, they went ahead to arrest him and detain him. Godwin Emefiele, through his lawyers, had approached these courts to enforce that same judgment. And in enforcing the same judgment, the court has just said, release this man, or because you have authority to arrest, investigate, charge him to court within the constitutional provision, which is within 48 hours. We don't say you cannot arrest. You can arrest. We don't say you cannot investigate. You can investigate. It is your authority. It is within your authority to do that, and the law permits you to do that. You understand? But doing it, you do it within the confines of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended. And that is what we're asking. Let that judgment, and even if you're going to even charge him to court, it will not be on that, the issues that were raised in that judgment, because they are, the court is functus officio on those issues that were raised before Justice M.A. Hassan. And the most of it is that DSS was even a party. They were represented in that case. Now there is no appeal, there is no stay for execution. For you to now do what? Go ahead and arrest this man. Since December of 2022, the DSS has been on the trail of Godwin Emefiele. They first and foremost went to the Federal High Court to obtain an order from the Chief Judge of that court. What did the court tell them? The court said on the 7th of December, you cannot come by an irregular means to seek my authority to do what is irregular. The court threw their application out. Since December, this is July, 7 to 8 months, when you have already had an instinct, that this man has gone contrary to the laws of the Federation, that he is financing terrorism or whatsoever, you must have done your investigation. You must have concluded your investigation. For that period of time, you did not do that. Then after 6-7 months, you still went ahead to arrest this man. Immediately, this new government suspended him. Then, for 1 month after, he is still in your custody. Where is rule of law? Where is justice? And that is what we stand for. And we are calling on the president. We are calling on the president, President Tinubu, please and please, we know you as a man that respects rule of law. We know you as a justice pursuer. During the times of Nedeko, you pursued justice for Nigerians. During the time of Obasanjo, you pursued justice for Lagosians. This is another period of time for you to pursue justice for an individual in the person of Godwin Emefiele. Let rule of law reign. That is what we are asking for. And that is what this court has said. We are not asking the DSS not to charge you. You can charge anybody, but within the constitutional provisions, which you have authority to do. And that is our position, and that is what we are asking Nigerians. Listen and listen very well. The rule of law in Nigeria must prevail. Some other person, one individual, cannot use, maybe because you have any grounds with somebody, and then you are in authority, and you begin to unleash unnecessary unlawfulness on Nigerian people or on an individual. Going forward, we are asking the president to invoke his power as the president and ask the director of DSS to release Mr. Godwin Emefiele unconditionally. The man has done nothing. Whatsoever you feel he has done was done in his position as the Central Bank of Nigerian governor. It was not his personal decisions. The Central Bank Act said whatever decision he's going to take, he has the board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. There are board members. There are other authorities. There are other authorities that he has to meet with for him to take any decision. And above all these other authorities or arms, he has to take decisions from the president of the country as it was then. And by the time Godwin Emefiele took the decisions, he never took them lonely. It was not his personal decision. And in his right thinking mind, I believed he was taking it for the economic good of Nigerians. At that time, whatever you felt was contrary to what Godwin Emefiele did. Please, it is within his official functions. That was what he did. And you cannot arrest him on that capacity. And we're pleading with the president of Nigeria, please, sir, very humbly, ask the DSS director to release this man. If you have any charges against him, like they have profiled it, fine and nice. We go to court and we trash it out there, and Nigerians are asked to follow this matter to its logical conclusion. We have come to express that objective of the coalition of civil society of Nigerians. In this, the suspended CBN's matter, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, we are in court today because there's a judgment in a matter that was filed by Godwin Emefiele's lawyers. And what is the subject matter of this suit before this judge today is the interpretation of the Constitution, Section 287, Sub 3, which the lawyers asked the courts questions regarding the enforcement of court's judgments. And the court, in its wisdom, held and uphold its inherent jurisdiction and authority that Section 287 Sub 3 has given its right to do what? To uphold and enforce judgments of a brother justice or a brother court. Then, in as much as I know, the provision as well goes down to state that courts of subordinate jurisdictions also have the right to enforce judgments of higher courts. So in that regard, the judgment that was obtained today here is such that the judgment of M.A. Hassan that was delivered when an association, Forum for Accountability and Good Governance, brought a matter before Justice M.A. Hassan as at 29 December, and that judgment therein asked DSS not to arrest or detain Mr. Godwin Emefiele as at then the central bank governor on trumped-up charges of terrorism financing. That judgment is still existing. That judgment is still subsisting. The SSS or the DSS has not in any way appealed that judgment. They have not in any way obtained a stay of execution of that judgment. So Emefiele, by his lawyers, had come to this court to do what? Ask for enforcement of that judgment. And that is what the judge has ruled today by saying, you have to do what? Release this man or charge him to court within 48 hours. Now, all of us, it is a known fact that DSS, when Justice Mazu Hamza of FCT High Court gave a ruling yesterday that the DSS should charge Godwin Emefiele within 48 hours, within 7 days. Yes. They immediately, quickly went to Lagos to file a charge. Understand? Fine and nice, that is good. But what we are saying is that they have not obeyed the judgment of M.A. Hassan that was obtained as far back as 29 December 2002. 2022. Sorry, 2022. You understand? So here now, the court said, okay, considering that this is a law enforcement agency, you have right to arrest, you have right to investigate, you have right to proffer charges against any citizen you feel has gone contrary to the laws of the country. But you have a limitation to what you have to do. And that limitation is as well provided by the Constitution. Section 35 and 36 said that if you arrest somebody on any reasonable suspicion, you have to take the person to court within 1 day, where you have a court of 40 kilometers radius, and then within 48 hours in every other circumstance.